button does. Hey everybody, welcome to my desk. It's exploded with toys. I have a lot of stringed instruments in my collection. Maybe we've been over this. But I also have an equal share of beepy boopy things like these. I have prepared, let me just get over there. Where'd they go? Labels. Here we go. So I'd like to introduce everybody by name. This is the Roland VT-3, which is a voice transformer. This is the Avalanche Run, which is a guitar pedal, which this is plugged into. This is an OmniChord, which is basically like a digital auto harp. And this I picked up yesterday. Welcome to the family. This is a microKorg. I know very little about the Korg line of products, so I don't really know what if there's a macroKorg, for example, or an uberKorg. But it's a vocoder in that it has a microphone. These both have vocoders, so we have sort of a dueling vocoder situation. This is Pee-wee. Pee-wee doesn't have a label, but Pee-wee needs no label. Isn't that right, Pee-wee? Yep. And so I'm going to embark upon trying to touch basically every knob and interface item on these things until I know what they all do, because that's how I learn. And so let's go on a journey of discovery together. Also, my computer can't handle 2 webcams at the same time, so I've got this situation. I hope that's okay. I'm going to start by popping my braces out. Gross. Nasty. There we go. And now I can say consonants. Here we go. So I've prepared a hit list. Where should we start? Well, let's start with the VT-3 since I'm already using it technically. So here's what's up with the VT-3. It is a voice transformer, which I received these 2 items. These 2 were adopted into the family from my friend Alice. Thanks, Alice, if you're here yet. And she just kind of, without preamble, was just like, here, I thought you might use this. This might be useful. And here's the thing, she was right. So what does the VT-3 do? Let's see. So we've got bypass, which turns off things. It's got 10 modes. So we have direct. Not sure what that means. There's reverb. We know what reverb is. I don't need to tell you what reverb is. Whoop. Can you hear me okay? I know it's soft. I know it's pretty quiet. No response from chat. So I'm going to assume you can hear me. I feel like you would have said something if you couldn't. Very quiet. Okay, cool. Let's see what can be done about that. I will have to speak up, I guess. What if I do that? How's that? That's very unpleasant on my end, but there we go, I can do that. Is that better? We'll see. Let me pull up let's go back through the introductions. These are all the things. These are all the gizmos. Alright, sweet. I'm using an actual mixing board, like with physical knobs and buttons on it, which I've never done before. And like sliders. And this thing has sliders. It's just, it's a journey of discovery all around. Oh, I broke something. There we go. So let's go over it one more time. This is a vocal transformer. So is this technically, but I actually don't know how many years apart, but I would venture decades, because this thing I picked up yesterday, it has wood paneling on the side. And they don't make gizmos with wood paneling on them anymore, except like maybe Moog. Like the Moog Corporation makes electronic items that have wood paneling. This is an auto harp, basically. This is a guitar pedal. My pal Alice, she gave me both of these without context or preamble. She just trusted I could figure them out, and that's what I'm going to try to do today. So we're going to start with, oh Lord, there we go, the vocal transformer. We're going to start by throwing myself into a cave. Help, I'm stuck at the bottom of this stream cave. So that's what direct does. And then there's also pitch, Pitch is pretty self-explanatory, I think. Formant, I don't quite know what that is still. But it
Does this?
Does that?
I'm not quite sure.
Sure what the...
Not sure what the practical application is of that. Turn that up. So, let me see. Too much talking. And then there's also robot. There's robot mode. That's what this button says. It says robot. And it seems to just lock you into a pitch. But then you can do this. Which brings us to the most popular feature. Here we go. Now that I'm louder in the stream, I'm also louder in my own headphones.
When I do this, my own voice goes away and now I'm a robot. Intergalactic, planetary, galactic.
There's no hard up and down to this one. It's all just there's a little hard spot in the middle and a hard spot on the top and bottom, and those are octaves. But then it's just...
It's kind of an all.
It's kind of an all skate everywhere in the middle. I don't know what any... I'm not sure. So there's a hard auto tune as well, which sounds like that. I'm in love with a stripper. Yeah, it's pretty. You know what auto tune is. There's two of them.
There's vocoder.
Let me go into half. Here we go. There's synth. What? I don't know what the practical application of this is. Maybe it's robot. Yeah, definitely better with robot. There's lead. I don't know what I would use lead for. This is terrible. I mean, I'm a pretty lyric-forward person, so maybe enunciation is slightly more important to me than the average VT-3 user. Oh, probably better with reverb. Slightly better with reverb. Then there's bass. Bass is pretty cool. I can see the practical applications for bass. The thing I really want to do is run like a D&D game or something over Skype and use this for all the NPCs. Not to say that any of you are in the market for a vocal transformer, but that's an application I could see. Then there's megaphone. Megaphone is pretty high concept as vocal processes go.
And then there's radio, which is like megaphone, but older and less loud.
And then this last one is called scatter. Not really sure how to use scatter. It sounds broken. That's it working as intended. Yeah. What about?
I can make it fart, basically. Vocal farts.
So I'm still... No more thank you. So I'm still figuring out how to use this. I brought it out today because I was singing along with the OmniChord yesterday, and just clean, like Skype-style audio was really kind of a buzzkill. So I've brought the vocal transformer out to play. And also because this is technically also a vocal transformer, but I can't play the keyboard, so I don't know how to use it yet. What would be a good sort of mellow... Wait. Maybe, just maybe, can we find the perfect NPR voice? Hold on. Is it doubling my voice? It is. Well, that's... Hello, I'm the two-headed NPR host. Welcome to Pop Culture Happy Hour. We both agree that we like this movie because we saw it at the same time, and also we share a body. Stay tuned. Brought to you by... Okay. So I'm going to mark... that one off the list. I think have I touched all the buttons? No, I haven't touched all the buttons. What other buttons have I? Because that's a rule I'm setting for myself. I have to touch at least every interface item once. So these are
Presets. I need these presets. Hello, I am your robot friend. Please enjoy interfacing with my humanoid exterior. The vocal transformer of tomorrow.
Which one's this? I don't know which one this is. Oh, that's terrible. I need to learn middle slider territory. Slightly more pleasant.
This is just good content is what I'm making here. Now let's get serious.
Have you talked to your children about loot boxes today? There we go. What?
The robot overlord voice. I like it. I don't remember saving those, but I'm so glad that I did. So that's what all those do. Okay. We're back. Okay. We'll come back to this later, I am sure. No. Put. Where do I want it to park when I turn bypass off is the question I'm asking myself. I really should just get a D10. I'll do that later. Do I have unless I have D10s on the floor. That happens sometimes. No. Okay. We'll just put that on vocoder to surprise me later. Okay. Now what? Okay, so this has a slight buzz in it. Or at least it did when I tested it. Okay, cool. Okay, so this... Let me walk you through the OmniChord and how that works. Let me also mark VT-3. We demoed it. Great. So the OmniChord, I'm actually fairly familiar with at this point. It has... You dial in a chord like that. And it has a harp function over here, which it calls the sonic strings. It's camel cased. And then it has, this button is chord hold, so I can do this. Or it'll just hold it down for me. Brings us to the most important feature of the OmniChord, the rhythm section. So it's got 10 settings. This is called March. Which one's this? No, that's Rock 1. And then the Rock 2. Let's go a little faster. Let's get through these rhythm cycles. Just a less interesting bass line. Disco. Very good. Latin. Country. Sure. Waltz. That's what that was. Swing. Yeah. Blues. Tango. And march. Here it comes. There it is. Really easy going march. Let's hike that up a little bit. Yeah. And then you can turn up and down the rhythm section. You can also turn up and down the strings. Turn down the rhythm section entirely. You can't turn it down entirely. You can hear it whispering in the background a little bit. Yeah, string solo. And the nice thing about this is you could have just single fingers and you could still play it. Not well, but you could. Or not easily. You could play it well. You can do anything well if you set your mind to it. Okay, you go away. I don't use the rhythm section too much. I still don't know. There's probably a rhythm setting I can leave it on that is the least intrusive. So. And then I have that. Let me see. On one of my Molly Monday streams, I played this kind of recently, and it's like learning to like chew gum and skateboard at the same time. So I actually got this yesterday at Trading Musician here in Seattle, and I went in. I was looking for one of those vocoder pedals, like those Boss ones, because what I want to do one day is pipe my voice through this somehow, and be able to like sing into these chords. And I described that to the guy at Trading Musician, and he looked at me like a bat had flown out of my mouth. And he was like, you should try it. You want to try it? Here, let me plug it in. And so I plugged it in and realized, nope, this is not the thing. It gets confused by chords. And so I said, well, what else do you have? And he went, well, we have like an actual vocoder over in the corner. And they had two. They had a digital one and then this one. But this one has so many really rad samples written in that... And like I pushed a button and it made a musical sound, which is like really all it takes to sell me an instrument. And I know that sounds like I should buy every instrument, but like sometimes you push a button and like it makes no sound. It makes that kind of noise. Where you're like, oh, I broke it. No, I didn't. That's what it's supposed to do? Are you sure? But just like, I don't know how to play keyboard also. And I have limited musical training. So it's, like for example, going back to the OmniChord for a minute. I have a tool open when I use the OmniChord, so I bothered to put it up here. The circle of fifths, because that's how these buttons are laid out, and I don't know what the circle of fifths is. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't have it memorized. So if we're going in 1, 4, 5, and then if I want to play in, say, E chunk, so we have 1, 4, and 5, 1. So that's how those are laid out. And I forget the relationship between the circle of fifths. So I figured if I was going to reference it, I should show you. Let's stay there since I'm talking about that. No, too many layouts. Why did I bring this up? Oh, I don't know. Oh, but so the fact that I can just fat finger and it makes musical noises was immediately appealing with this thing. And so we have the circle of fifths up top. We have major, minor, and seventh. And then you can smush them together. Diminished and minor seventh, major seventh, and then augmented. Which, if for those of you keeping score at home, that's the sound they open every episode of Gravity Falls with. That's an augmented chord, if you were wondering, if you want to play along at home. And so then the OmniChord is run into this delay pedal here. I don't actually know what this is called, what kind of pedal this is. I just saw it on, there's a YouTube channel called Knobs. If you want to look at guitar pedals and pretend to understand what they mean, I recommend the YouTube channel Knobs. Because what it does is it's just narration-free reviews of very nice guitar pedals. And it kind of explains to you what they do, but I honestly just leave the playlist on in the background while I'm cleaning because they're just pleasant, noodly guitar sounds. But so I have that. I think I can't remember the last time I plugged my ukulele into this, but with the OmniChord, I also have an expression pedal on the floor. I should scoot forward a little bit. So before it sounded like this, and I can dial up and down the sustain. That's actually pretty fun. Let's do it. Where's a good spot to put that? Right, let's put that right in the middle. And then with it on, sounds like this. Have I pushed all the buttons on this one? I have. Let me check that off the list real quick. No ninths? Not that I'm aware. These are... I wrote these on a Post-it note because it just had it in the back of the instruction booklet, which I found online. And I was just like, I think I might just Sharpie it in there because that's so useful. Why wouldn't you have that on the front? There's no ninths, no suspendeds, which is, for the most part, not a problem. Let me see. So, okay. So I only kind of understand how guitar pedals work because I have a bag of them, and I'm starting up this series so that I plug them into things one day. So the knobs we have over here are time, which is, I think, the delay between you playing the thing and the effects coming into... And it does all kinds of fun things if you adjust it as you're playing. Bending time. So if I crank it all the way to the bottom, and if I crank it all the way to the top, what happens? Jeez. Yeah. I don't know what I was expecting. That's fun. This, I think this is just how many times. I'm not 100% sure what the tap does. I can figure it out from context clues as I'm using it, but I don't know for sure. This is repeats, which you can kind of hear. It's as we turn it up. Ah, yeah. Okay, cool. So that's what that does. Okay, that's quite enough of that. Put that in the middle. Tone. I think tone's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, wait, should probably set a chord. Just softer, sharper, I guess. I also don't know anything about sound frequencies, which makes synth instruments interesting learning curve for me. I'm not sure. There's 2 mix knobs. And again, I can kind of gather from context clues what they do, but I'm not 100% sure. Mix all the way down. That's just dry OmniChord, I guess. Oh, okay, okay. So the time, the delay between the thing you do and the thing that happens. Ah, doctor, there's Dalek. Okay. Okay, so this is the mix between the dry thing you play and the thing that comes back at you. That makes sense. I'm sure that there are words for those. The thing that you put in, input and output, I suppose. I think those are the words. Decay is actually what I have the expression pedal hooked up to, but it is... it's kind of like repeats a little bit. That's it all the way up. That's it all the way up with the expression pedal up, my mistake. Crank it back down. I don't know if the... Okay, let's put repeats down. Ah! That popping sound is... There we go. Oh, wow, okay. Put that... Where do we want to put that? I kind of miss repeats. Let's put some of those back. And so then this knob over here just chooses what the expression pedal controls, and the expression pedal can control any of these black knobs here. Do not quite know what this is. It's ratio, which I think is... I have the manual somewhere, but it's basically the kind of the mix of what goes in versus what comes out, I guess. And you can engage something called tails mode, which is some sort of elaborate delay effect thing that I don't have a use case for, and so I'm not going to figure out how to do it. Which doesn't actually seem in the spirit. I should figure out what that is. Okay. Yeah, bottom row, expression jack switch, decay, mix, ratio selector. Selects delay subdivisions when time is set by the tap switch. Oh, okay, so we have quarter note, dotted eighth note. I don't know, do you hear it? Quartered note triplet. Okay. That's an eighth note. How is eighth note different from quarter note? Oh, quite different. Okay. Eighth note triplet. Oh, when time is set by the tap switch. I gotcha. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. Oh, okay. Cool. Ha! The last one's 16th note. Yes, okay. Oh, so it translates for... Oh, it translates for the tap button. It tells you what... It tells the knob what the tap button means. I see, said the blind man. don't know if you can see the little blinky, but that's what it corresponds to. Okay. That's enough reading for one day. So let's go back to dry OmniChord sound. I'm just catching up with chat while I knew them. Thank you for noticing my trackball. It's probably the least high-tech thing on this table, but I'm still glad you noticed it. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's turn that back on. Okay, that's got us. Let's get some more repeats in there. Let's burp off mic. Oh, and then this one. I didn't talk about this one.
I don't even know if you can see it.
That mic, this is true. The mic is an SM58, which is the least high-tech mic on the market. But it's indestructible. Let's get some more decay up in this thing. Ooh. So this thing in the middle, this tiny switch that you probably can't see right here, chunk, is reverse, normal, and swell. So normal's what we've been rocking this whole time. And what normal does is just kind of regular delay and reverb stuff. Actually, let me do it with... So that's normal. Reverse does this. Kind of the Eternal Sunshine sort of noise. Turn on them repeats a little bit. It's this sort of, I was playing with this yesterday. Listen to the thing that the organ does when it's in reverse. That's with it. That's with the pedal off. Isn't that cool? Let me turn it on. Trying to do some shorter phrases. How do I get shorter phrases? Probably this one, right? That's the one. It is a Pee Wee Herman bobblehead. Thank you for asking. either, man. I kind of do. Okay, let's jack that into. I'm not 100% sure what swell does. Let's find out together. Ooh! Ooh, we're gonna want to turn up the repeats on that one. Ha 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 ha! Okay. This is Pee-wee, a deep cut Pee-wee thing. Do you remember that part in the Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas special where John B. grants a wish and then a whole house is decorated like Christmas? That's basically what that sound is. Which is like, normally a music dork, like they plug in a thing and go, oh man, that sounds like, you know, when Hendrix did the thing with the wires and the guitar stuff. And I'm here like, man, that sounds like a show I saw on CBS when I was a child. Okay, what would be a better thing to set the expression pedal to? Hi, Andrew, what's up? Andrew, I think just this morning we were talking about how smart you are. Honestly, chill Fez Vibes is high praise for any synth music at this point. Like, serving some disaster piece realness, yes, I'll take it. Let me just remind you, Jay Brooks, real quick. This is what it sounds like without. You know how, like, a good light can make any selfie look like less garbage? That's the same thing with a good guitar pedal. A good instrument pedal can make any instrument sound real shiny. What did I? Decay. That's what that says. Let me turn up the sustain. Ha! Yeah, cool. Too much sustain. Any instrument that you can play just by slapping. I've recorded a lot of demos where I will just kind of tap chords in. Like just... Or what was the one I did yesterday? I hope that these things are built for mileage, for distance and not for comfort, you know. Because I regularly whack on it like that, much to the chagrin of my little head mirror there. Here we go. Nope. Oh, I gotta select a chord, I guess. Ooh, spooky. Let's turn the decay up on that. I cast a spell on you. A wizard spell. Oh, wait, is it this one? Yes, okay. Let me see if I can do the thing again that I did yesterday. The Molly Lewis story. Okay, there's this weird kind of sidechain compression thing it does. Okay, for reference, here's what it sounds like without the pedal. It's what being seasick sounds like. Let's see. Ah. But the strings are fine, ostensibly. Blade Runner vibe. That's so unpleasant on the brain that I'm going to turn it off, but let me see. So I'm going to keep that on because it's delightful. Let me see. So avalanche run, check. So, let me uncheck that and then check it on stream because I bothered to make the overlay. Here we go. And check. There we go. Okay, so back to this dude. So this dude is a microKorg. I know I don't understand a lot about it. I just liked it was one of those things, you know, the feeling when like it felt a lot like you know, when you go to an animal shelter and you're like, oh, I'm just gonna look, and then you go, oh, that puppy, and then you end up going home with a puppy. I was like sort of mustering to leave the store, and I went, I can't leave it here. It wants to go home with me. So the microKorg has 8 main settings, and then a bunch of little micro settings that I'm not going to get into today because everyone's going to fall asleep. But there's trance, techno and house, electronica, D&B/breaks, hip-hop/vintage, retro, and SE/hit, and vocoder, which, oh, excuse me, Pee-wee, corresponds to this mic over here. And then for each of those settings, there's 2 banks, A and a B side, and then there are all of these. These are, so we got 16 settings, presets for each, and then you can do all kinds of junk over here. Yeah, I think the thing where I was like, oh, I must, was it has the Stranger Things bass in it, basically. And that seems like, who couldn't use that? And you can octave switch it. Like, I came for the vocoder and I stayed for the Stranger Things bass. The arpeggiator over here, I kind of know what an arpeggio is from a year of music class. But it just basically kind of dances around the chord. Or I can just do that, which, why would I? Okay, that's what that does. Where do I wanna? Nope. Ooh. Why am I getting like... I'm getting like arcade flashbacks with this one. Like I should be getting on a plastic bike and pretending to outrun other bikes. That one not so much. This one seems like... This sounds like a graphic should come in, like how to talk to your teen about sexting. Like, I feel like I watched a lot of videos that started with this sound, and then someone would come on and be like, hey teens, sitting backwards on a chair, let me talk to you about driver safety. Yeah, this says like workplace training video. That one does. I should be going through all of these. That's pretty good. That's like... Okay, so we got a pitch rocker, which goes back to center, and a modulation slider. Here's unmodulated. They all do different things. Ooh. We're in the D&B breaks category. Oh, cool, okay. Ooh, ooh, ow. Oh, cool. That's like the sound right before like a Monster of the Week battle. No, Steven, you have to get back to the house. No, Garnet! But Yellow Diamond! Yeah, okay. I should be writing any of this down, but I'll just watch the VOD later. Ooh. Does this one have an arpeggiator? Ah. Ah. Sort of an Owl City thing on this one. No arpeggiate on that one. Retro. I'm just gonna play keyboard cat through all of these. Hope that's okay. Ooh, that one's cool. I should be really paying attention to chat. Which one has Donkey Kong Country basement level? I don't know why I'm not writing this down. Yes, look at which one. Oh, yeah. I should be writing down what the banks of voices are, because definitely there are look around you sounds in here. That's... Ooh! Ooh! Why am I getting, like, terrible PlayStation snowboarding game vibes off that one? Oh, I spoke too soon. Some of the... I don't know the technical terms for anything. That's just a baseline rule for me. Is I don't know the technical terms, but the arpeggiator on this one is like the sonic equivalent of, like, when you sit on one of those toilets with the smart toilet hats, and you're like, well, what does this button do? And then on your butt you feel this... Oh, no, thank you. That's what that's... That's kind of, sort of in a thin aesthetic sort of way, that's what that noise connotes to me. Ooh. Well, that's... It's... See, this is what I meant by music adjacent. Game over. This game's winner is... Fighting Mario Team. There we go. Okay. Wait, there's so many more in SE Hit that we haven't explored. Nope. That one's like a dog barking. Yeah, down boy. Okay. Oh, we found the party section of the keyboard. Ooh, that's a good one. Well, that's a level clear noise if I've ever heard one. In a different franchise. Okay. Now I know what that side's for. Help, I'm trapped. I've been imprisoned by Keyboard Cat. Oh, wow. How many people are watching me do this? 27 people just saw that. Ooh. Oh, that one's got some flavor. What's this? Okay, what's the full? Man, that one doesn't have an exit strategy. This is really the pièce de résistance for this stream, by the way, is I've played with these other things before, but this I brought into the house 24 hours ago. Oh no, my car won't start. Oh man. Oh man. Come on. Yeah! Oh, my light bike. Ah, I was worried. Gotta put gas in the light bike. Okay. This thing's been on the whole time. There we go. Here's what's dazzling about synthesis. And why, as a string instrument person, I generally find it puzzling. But just the idea that, like, there's this sound. And they gave us, how many is this? 12? 24? Like, they have, and then not including octaves. I can go up and down. There's such a wide range of this sound. Oh, is middle C not good for you? How about high C? What about high G? It seems like the difference. No? They don't stutter for any longer. Wow, this is a whole short story, this one. The year is 2018. Rampant gangs of robots patrol the high schools. The distant future of 2018. Quadrotor robots are delivering packages, groceries, to common civilians. Okay. That's just a Backstreet Boys noise. Everybody! Yeah, that's what that is. Did I do side B on that one yet? Yep, I did. How could I forget you, bidet sound? Okay, so we're now in vocoder town. Excuse me, Pee-wee. I don't know what this tab is, but I'm gonna open it. I'm trusting you, Nightmare Beaver. I'm gonna watch that after the stream. Yeah, that's the distant future of the year 2000. Okay, so some of these just make noise, which seems to defeat the purpose of a... Doesn't seem to matter. No, a little bit. And then the ones that don't make sound are the ones to look out for. God, I wish I could play keyboard. I don't know. That's the only part of hide and seek I can play, guys. Sorry. Wait, hold up. Yes. It's the OmniChord. What I love most about the OmniChord, and I think why I relate to it so much as a musical instrument, is it goes from like the coolest stuff you've ever heard, like this dreamy kind of sort of Steven Universe sound, to like your grandpa's not your grandpa's bar mitzvah. Congrats to your grandpa, he's finally a man, within the eyes of the Jewish faith. It goes to like, the worst karaoke arrangement of something to like, the Ice Palace where I will live out the rest of my days. I'm not sure how well you can hear that. Oh. Too much vocoder. No. I'm really putting pressure on myself to think of something I can say within the melody of Keyboard Cat, but it's really not necessary because Keyboard Cat's kind of an avant-garde viral expression, and so it doesn't lend itself to meta commentary. And anyway, there's not really a canon to it that I can tell. Hold on. Ooh, too much. Okay. I think let me see. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Disneyland. Oh, proudly presents our spectacular nighttime festival of light and imagination. No. In thousands of sparkling lights and electricity musical sounds, the Main Street Electrical Parade. Hey. Well, okay, great. I got my money's worth. Okay, there's gotta be. I see your Dan versus KORG reference. I see it. It's too bad I don't know piano. That would really be useful right now. He's a thoughtful cyborg with a mind that grows and grows. His name is KORG, and he's come from MIT to finish the drummer. Man. No. Man. There it is. The pitch bend. I had to remember what that does. Hey. Okay. Well, that's. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. No, that's the Main Street Electric Parade one. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Slightly. There it is. Disneyland. Proudly presents our spectacular. There we go. Oh, cool. The oddest thing is the temptation is so real to sing a real pitch into it, and it doesn't matter. We know a remote farm in Lincolnshire where Mrs. Buckley lives. Every July, peas grow there. Do you really mean that? When I say in July...
Was barely, nope.
Okay.
This one's just straight vocoder ostensibly.
You go away.
Yeah, this one's pitch agnostic. Doesn't matter.
Let's have a vocoder off. That's what we'll do. Hello, vocoder. I am vocoder.
Hello, vocoder. I am vocoder.
No, I am.
No, I am.
I see that you have more than 3 knobs. How old-fashioned.
How dare you?
This one does. Oh no, there it is. Hello.
Oh, I have not.
Oh, hey, hello.
Oh no, that's you. It was you the whole time.
I should have known. I could make a good version of Bohemian Rhapsody if I knew piano. There's and John Benjamin. Here's some music recommendation for you, which I'm gonna add to the list here. John Benjamin jazz album. Let's see if it'll do it. Yeah, it did. Thanks, Siri. So John Benjamin has a jazz album called Jazz Daredevil, with a 2-part suite called I Can't Play Piano, and it's pretty high concept in its title. But he hired a really tight jazz kit, a jazz trio. Didn't tell them, and he didn't know how to play piano. Showed up to the studio, cut a whole jazz album. It's called Jazz Daredevil. And it's, if you liked the Tenacious D jazz album, which is very hard to find in analog, but is all on YouTube. I like, I don't know. I feel enough people have jazzed ironically that I have to wait for my ironic jazz album. But ironic jazz is one of my favorite subgenres of jazz. Okay. You know what, this is better for my arms. Here we go. Okay. John Benjamin's jazz album. Jazz Daredevil. We'll go over the notes at the end of the broadcast. Cool. Where else are we going? Let's see if we can. Oh man, I do not want to burp into the vocoder in front of you, but I do want to burp into the vocoder. Let's see. I mean, it's my vocoder. I can do what I please, and I don't have one in the chamber. I just want to know what it'll sound like. Where the good bass? Where the good bass at? That's not the good bass. Why are you hiding the good bass from me? Oh, and that's a bad bass. Okay. Well, I don't think we encountered that song on the first pass. That sound. Ugh. No. Ooh. That was not great on my end, and I'm wearing can headphones. I don't know how it was on your end. Meridian Dynamics. What is that the sound for? It's because that's some kind of corporate training video. I just don't know for what. Yeah, this one's kind of. It's a little bit. Vocoder and vocoder, they're cops. Yeah, what is... Because, like, the thing that comes to mind, like, I can't formulate the whole spiel, but, like, it's something like, here at Kellogg, we're committed to 80% less iron shavings in your children's cereal. We do this through magnets, you know, like, something like that. Or if you've seen any video on the AAB Robotics YouTube channel, this is not in use anymore. I should get it out of the shot. Because that's what it is. It's like here at AAB Robotics, we have revolutionized the process of packing pancakes into a freezer container. We do this through the flex picker system, where we have an enclosed container. Like, it's not that trebly, because and the accent on the narrator is better. There's some oddball stuff in my YouTube Rex, you guys. Let me see. We were looking for that good bass. I think we can agree that that's not it. That's not the good bass. That sounds like you put a penny in a bunch of pennies and marbles in a pot and shake it around. Ooh. That one's... This is it. We found it. We found Look Around You. Oh. We haven't even played with these knobs up here, you guys. Let me read them to you. We got cutoff, we got resonance, we got EG attack, EG release, and tempo. And I can't describe to you what they do, but I've figured it out from context clues. I know what tempo does, though. Yeah. Let's go up a little bit. What can I do? Hold on. What button did I just push? Okay. actually be good if it didn't make that sound. When you push the button, it sounds like you just punched it. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. We're close, though. I think we're in Basetown. These sound like punishment. Oh, thank God. What does your arpeggiator sound like? Okay. I'm sorry I asked. Okay. Phew, I'm scared. That's not bad. Oops, okay. I'm back. It would be good if it didn't make that sound. It's not a great review of an instrument. That's a good point. But I mean, I could say that about anything, including this wall of ukuleles I have over here. These ones on chord. Oh, yeah. I wonder if it... Okay, that's good too. Oh, but I can... Ah! Right. That one... Generally, that kind of arpeggiator feels like someone, like jiving their hands right next to your head. I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Alright. That one's like car chase. That's good. Oh! Nope. Like the first requirement of bass is you have to be in the same pitch. This is just what I imagine the Ready Player One soundtrack to sound like. Ah, Parzival, I see you are the best at games. Can it be? I thought that I was the best at games. You're wrong. It is me. I am the best at games. Is that the plot of Ready Player One? I assume so. Okay. Ooh, that's a shiny. Oh, I've been hit. Ow, ouch. Stop it. Ow, hey. Ow. Stop throwing things. Hey. We have chords back. Oh, I have been lax with the modulation switch. I'm sorry, everybody. Oh, I wish I could play more interesting chords. What I can play, if I can find a voice that's less aggressive. That's the Star Tours chord. It's only black keys. You can play along at home. Star Tours is announcing the departure to the Endor the departure of the Endor Express. May I have your attention, please? I'd like to review these safety procedures with you. Nope. Why did I ask? Oh, excuse you. That sounds like opening the door to a robot changing room and getting yelled at. This is also very look around you, isn't it? I know that I feel like I've compiled a good chat if your first association with synth noises is look around you. that seems like these are my people. Okay. Ooh. Oh, there is a legit baseball organ in here somewhere, though. Ooh. Well, what's this? Well, what's going on here? That's certainly a fun noise. Oh, you and I are going to be friends. Bless you. Hi. Oh, I remember you. My good friend Stranger Things bass. I knew this going into the stream, but retro is my favorite category on this whole whiz-bang. You don't have to say what you do. What have you done with my baseball organ? Maybe it's in vintage as I think about it. Ooh. Well, that's just bass, isn't it? Wait, detective, I have an idea. Okay. Oh, there you are. Hey. Oh, wait, no. That's what modulation does there. Oh, can you hear the... Okay, I'm going to turn modulation up real slow. Hey! That's great. That is great. Okay, I am going to write these down. Tell you what, let's do, since this is a text stream. Please turn on. Okay. Here's another gizmo I got this week. Boom. Which doesn't have a label. I'm going to write these down. Okay. That's one thing I can play on piano. Oh man, I wish I'd learned my scales. Oh, my fingers. Curse my stubby fingers. Alright, that's the sound of me being disappointed with myself. Okay. Okay, so... KORG. So that's KORG hip hop. Gotta figure out where to find it. Side B, number 5, equals baseball. All right, where you go? You go. Where you go? And I put you here. You stay there. If I bullet journaled this Twitch Apple, then I could just consolidate all my content streams. If I could somehow, like, do musical performance. Okay. Then I would only have to show up once a week. That's more like hockey rink organ, isn't it? Okay. Did we ever find bass? Does anybody remember where the bass was? That's going to be my dance hit that I make with all these instruments. Is going to be called, does anybody remember where the bass was? I swear I put the bass here somewhere. And it's just going to be me trying out these sounds. anybody know where the bass went? Is it here? Nope. But that's funky AF. Yeah. That's unreasonably funky. Where was our good friend Stranger Things bass? I'm sorry that I doubted you. Sorry I asked. I like that. That's pleasing. Ah! Was it in Hip Hop Vintage? I could probably write down these numbers. That would make it easier to find. That's too much bass. I'm back where I started. Everybody, oh no. Surely. Surely we're on Bass Town. I can just make this a bass. I'll make my own bass. I'll show you. I'll show them all. Doesn't go any lower than that, huh? Okay. Alright. Picking up what you're throwing down. Okay. Is that in tune? Let's see. I think that's promising. Okay. Oh. Got an idea. When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. You're so very special. I know 'cause I'm special. But I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What that you're special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. Oh, gotta change the bass. I need an extra hand. Oh, there we go. Can I change this? There it is. Come with me, my love, to the sea of love. I wanna tell you. Oh man, we've really gone into the woods now. Tell you how much I love you. Okay. We gotta find a different bass. Not that the other bass was a problem. The thing I need to get better at is operating the OmniChord with one hand. Let's come back over here. Oh, no, that's not what I want. Ooh. I made an error. That's too many. I'm changing the expression pedal settings a bit to give you some context. What's going on over here in back of my head town? Ooh, I'm doing that with my foot. Hey. Let's do a more distressing chord. I hate that. I mean, I don't, but... Oh, wait, hold on. How do I turn down that decay a little bit? Okay. Okay. Turn it off. Does anyone know the chords to Rocky Raccoon? Because that's what that chord is. It's surely a seventh, whatever it is. This is also fun, Right? This is good on the ears. It can't be that far. No? It's at a certain point when you're looking for chords on the OmniChord, which is one of my favorite things to do, you kind of become ear blind. You just kind of forget what music sounds like. And Rocky Raccoon fell. I might have to pick up a ukulele. Can you imagine? Okay. I don't know how to play a minor seventh. There it is. It's a C. Raccoon fell back in his room. It was right there. Rocky Raccoon fell back in his room. Oh, okay. Only to find Gideon's Bob. Rocky had come equipped with a gun to shoot off the legs of his rival. His rival, it seems, had broken his dreams by stealing the girl of his fancy. Her name was McGill, but she called herself Lil, but everyone knew her as Nancy. Okay. Well, that shouldn't have been that hard. I should really learn theory at some point. Okay. So where did I decide that was? I don't actually know if the circle of fifths. Yeah, because here's the thing, Kent. It's a, G minor seventh here. C is right here. Going back to the circle of fifths animation here. So I guess our tonic is G minor. So we're going to want to boop that on the snoot like that. So Rocky Raccoon fell, and it's a C, like C is right next to it in the, I can probably point to it. Yeah, see, like G is the tonic, and C is its neighbor. It's the first thing I should have tried, maybe the second thing, and I booped every button on the guy to try and find it. It was right there. It's right under my snoot, right under my nose. Here's the thing, I am a songwriter by trade, but my whole understanding of music is like reverse engineered from listening to a lot of music. It's not actually theoretical or practically useful. Okay, so. Oh, I forgot about you. It's odd to ask yourself, what synth bass would be best on Rocky Raccoon? That's not... I certainly didn't wake up this morning. Oh, when the arpeggiator done, do shit. Behold, the Ford Taurus of the future. I guess it makes sense that I would associate I don't know when this was made. How old are you, buddy? How old are you, buddy? microKorg. Well, I guess they're still making them, so there's no way to know. Well, I'm going to assume that you're old as heck, because look at this! What are those? What are those? Okay. What was I talking about? Doesn't matter. Oh no. Okay. You know what actually this calls for? It's a Rocky Raccoons in 4/4 time, yeah. No. That might be too slow. What happens? What happens? What happens, you guys? Not good. How can I make that better? Well, I think we can agree bloopy, swoopy sounds are the way to do it. I'm gonna... Let me see. Ooh. Is that squeaking sound coming from the pedal? Okay, what is... Remind me what swell does. Too many. Too many. Okay. I regret this already. I think that's pretty good. forgot which button did what. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this Tuesday, because I've been going for a straight 90 minutes, and my ears are going numb because I'm wearing glasses and headphones at the same time, which don't. But this was fun and productive and educational, and I need at least one of those things going at any given time. So surely we will do this again. I'm probably not going to unplug this stuff because I'm lazy. So maybe we'll do this not next week because I'll be out of town, but please hit that follow button while you're here. I'm gonna, if he's going right now, I'm gonna throw it to my friend Nick, who illustrates every day at 1:30, and who I've commissioned to do artwork for a song that's coming out next week. So maybe that'll get done, and maybe we'll take some extra time on it, so it's extra nice and special. But that's up to him. Thanks for hanging out, everybody, and making bloopy sounds with me. Extra special thank you to Alice for these two pieces right here, because they're dang fun. And thank you to KORG for putting this in my life. Later, guys. How do I? Pee-wee, help me. Pee-wee, don't look at me like that. Pee-wee.